amigos, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos otra vez a mi canal. Así que va a parecer un poco raro este video, pero hey, I have decided to make this video in English just because we are going to talk about a test, like my previous videos about TOEFL, a test that it's only taken by people who speak English and also another foreign language that is not necessarily Spanish. So in order for this video to reach a wider community, I'm going to be talking in English. During this video, keep in mind that English is not my first language and I may have some mistakes while I'm speaking, and for that I apologize in advance. Let's get to the video. So as you saw in the title, we're going to talk about an English test called the CAE test, which is a Cambridge certification. If you need some kind of paper that proves that you have like an advanced English level. Obviously it was a big thing that I had to study for because some of my teachers said like, maybe you can take it, but it's not likely that you pass it because your vocabulary level is not high enough. And I was like, yeah. So I decided at the last minute to pay for the CAE exam. Of course, that was a few months ago, and since then I had been studying like crazy. So if you want me to, I can do like a mini series of what to study and specifically talking about some of the parts of the test so you can know. And also I have some very useful resources. But right now in this video I'm just going to talk about my whole general experience taking the test. So on the first day you are expected to fulfill the speaking part, and that was like the scariest part for me because it is something that you cannot really think through. It's something that it has to come naturally, and also you have a partner and you need to talk with her or with him, and also with the examiner. So it was like really stressful for me. So when I got to school, I started to practice with some of the people that I met there, and we were just like speaking English and everything, so we will be like warmed up for the test. And I met this girl and she was like, yeah, like it's not a big deal. Like easy peasy. And I was really nervous because she was so confident and I felt just like, oh my god. So I thought for myself, it would be nice if my partner were any other people than her, because she looks very confident, and if she does very well, which is likely to, she's going to make me look worse. So when we got called for the test, they were like, yeah, you go with her. On the few tests that I have taken before, I saw the examiner will like speak calmly and give you your time, because you're supposed to have like 1 minute or 2 minutes depending on the task. So at first when we enter, for me, she was like, yeah, good morning, sit down. Okay, here's the first task. I mean like super fast. I was like, wait, what? Like, okay, repeat that again. So my partners, she got first. So she started talking and I was like looking at her pictures because I knew that they were going to ask me something about them also. So I was like distracting kind of, and then the examiner did the answer like right away. And my mind, like my brain started speaking right away. And then I was speaking and like in the middle of the sentence I got like, what was I saying? Like, what was the question? What was the point of the question? I was preparing myself for those parts. I've been practicing for like crazy on those months. I had no words to say. I was like, you have to be kidding me. You didn't hear the question. So I looked at the examiner and said, can you repeat me the question again? And she just looked at me and she was like, thank you. And she took the photographs from me.
Hello darkness, my old friend.
From that time on, I felt like I was already disappointed myself. The next questions came and it got better on the part where you have to talk with your partner. Although I felt like I didn't use fancy language and connection words and all that stuff. So I was really sad, I was really disappointed in myself, and I felt like I could have done better. And on the other part, we did it on Wednesday. So I got to school and they all took everything from us. So I got there and they were very strict. Like, there was this guy from the British Council here in Mexico City, and he was just like checking everything, and I feel like he was trying to make us feel very nervous and uncomfortable. And that may be just me, but yeah, I mean, for my part it worked, because he was like always staring at what were you doing, like everything was quiet and he was screaming. Reading and use of English part, I felt like I did okay. I finished on time so I could go back and check all my questions. However, when we finished that part, we did writing. I knew what was coming. Writing was never my strength. I started writing and everything. I did a lot of tests, like I did a lot of practice on report, letter, and essays and everything. And the first part we did an essay and I think it was okay. Most of the words that I used were fancy enough, I think. And overall, I think the essay was kind of okay. But then we got into the second part and I chose to do a letter. And I was writing when the guy from the British Council said, "You have 10 minutes left."
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
So I had to hurry and start writing on the answer paper, and I was just like writing like crazy. And of course the bottom half of my letter was awful. Like, I didn't think through anything. I hope I reached the number of words that I needed, but I'm not very sure. The last part, and the one that I was expecting to come out really good, just because I think I practiced my listening enough, listening to podcasts and all that kind of stuff. It's really useful for me. I was like, yeah, that this is going to be easy, you know. On all the tests that I did before, listening was my highest level. So we got into the room, but they started playing the recorder. And guess what? The classroom was very echoey, like there was a lot of echo. Most of my practices before, I already knew the answer was okay, because my mind was like, yes, it cannot be anything else, like it has to be this one. I was sure. But on the real test, I was like, is this one or this one? I'm not sure at all. Like, I don't really know. But at the end they gave us 5 minutes, like 5 minutes to feel the little circles that you have to fill. That's not time at all. Like, you had no time to check anything. So I just feel the little circles and hope for the best. And yeah, that was my whole exam experience. Overall, I think my nerves got the worst of me. And also the examinator's attitude didn't help at all. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it was kind of useful for you, at least entertaining. So thank you very much, and I'll catch up with you later.